Hi everybody, how are you? Today is Wednesday, I think it's the 17th of March. I knew what date it was because I was like, I must make sure I get the right date because I always get the dates wrong. I'm sure it's the 17th of March, it's a Wednesday. Got my mug here. Got to be careful because I'm on the new sofa. I'll tell Grumpy off for doing. We're drinking his tea and that on the sofa, but he's the one that always makes a mess. So I'm sure it is the 17th. It is the Wednesday because I have filmed a little bit this morning because I'm filming a week in the life. And I had Emma Jane with me this morning and I've been to have my COVID jab today. So that was 11 o'clock this morning. Then I went and did some grocery shopping just in case I didn't feel very well. Like after a little while, some people don't feel well, like later in the evening and the next day. In fact, Russ didn't feel very well when he had his 2 weeks ago. So I thought I'd better get a bit of shopping in. So Grumpy is prepared. But I hope not. I feel okay. Just my usual tired. So I hope not. I'm a little bit feel a little bit chilly, but I just think that's just because I feel tired. Anyway, let me sit up a little bit. I'm trying to rest you on a cushion and then against a box so I don't have to hold you. Anyway, I wanted to what did I want to do? And just like catch up, didn't I? I think I said in one of my videos that I was going to do it for just to catch up on today when I was shopping. So we're all moved in and it is just wonderful. So if you can hear background noise, we do still have the builders. They are doing outside. I don't know if they've done anything to the patio this morning. Don't think so. They might have just brushed it, something like that. But they're doing around the back now. They're doing the drive because we're having have a drive that side. We had a car parking space. Well, we've made it a bit bigger so it can go along the side of the house. It's just tidied it all up at that side of the house, basically. It was just like a little area that you could pull in, so we've just made it a better drive. The area up here is by the garage is where we really do park. That would make extra parking for somebody, particularly if somebody stayed in the guest house. So let's talk about the guest house because, as you know, those of you who follow me all the time know that my nursery is not ready. And in the comments, you knew that I was disappointed, didn't you? And in the comments, there were lots of comments like, why can't you have some of Grumpy's garage? Why can't you go down into the guest room? Didn't you realise from the dimensions that it was going to be smaller? So those are some of the questions that I want to answer in today's video. So that's just what's going on at the moment is outside work. Hopefully they'll just be here now for another couple of weeks and then they'll be able to move on. I hope so. We still haven't had the doors put on the wardrobes in the bedroom or the drawer fronts. So we're still waiting for that. And then the kitchen and the bedroom units will all be painted together again. Like the kitchen units have had a coat of paint, but they need their finishing coat. So that'll be done all in a day. We're still waiting on 2 doors because they're narrower doors than are standard. So we've had to wait for them to be made. And that's one for our ensuite in our bedroom and for the just a cupboard door as you come in the front door. So that's all literally all waiting for. The shelves have now come in for the nursery. So, and then Russ has made me some display shelves for the nursery. That when you see the week in the life, you will see them because I filmed him. He put them up last night. I think I filmed him on the weekend measuring up for them and he actually made them out of the oak floorboards that we've got. So they look really neat, and he's just done a really good job, and they had like just good display shelves, which is what I wanted. Let's talk about the nursery line. Come on then, come. So when we were just, no, you can't get on here. You can't get on here. You just lie there on your blanket as a good girl. No, because I got a cushion on me. You can't lie on me anyway. So when we did the plans for the bungalow, hang on. Sorry, I had to do the pausey thing there. When we did the plans for the bungalow, I kept saying to a grumpy that, I kept saying to Russ, you know, that bedroom is really small, considering at the Nook I had 2 rooms. We had 2 spare rooms because we have no children living at home anymore. And I kept saying, you know, I'm moving down from 2 rooms. So, and originally, the very first thing I said, and I think I've got it on the video somewhere, is that I was having what we changed into be a guest room into my room for me, for all of my activities, my reborns, my crafty things I like to do, all my other collections that I've got, you know. And Russ was like, but there's steep steps down to the guest room, even though we've put some long, low steps further around. Russ was like, I think you would be more comfortable upstairs near the main part of the bungalow, and be better off having that as a guest room with an ensuite. And yeah, and I agreed with him, and that was good, and that's what we went with. Is that really bugging anybody? Because it's like a bit twisted. I'm sorry if it is. That's the sort of thing that would bug me and the way I look at things. Anyway, so that's what we did, and then we came up with the plans for here, for the bungalow. And I kept saying, you know, that room does look small. That room that you're giving me does look small. And Russ messaged it, and we went back to the Nook, and it was the same size as the Nook, but the Nook also had a bit where it went under the stairs, where the bunk beds were. They went underneath the attic stairs, so it had like a little inlet bit, and it also had where the shelves were. The shelves weren't straight across because that was the extension. It was in the extension of the original home. The walls were like on an angle, so where the shelves were in the Nook, they went like from thin to deep because of the way the walls were made. And I wanted a shelving system like that again. So it comes to putting in the wardrobe here, and I meet up with the guy who's making the wardrobes, and he made the kitchen and he made the bedroom stuff. And I said, I want a couple of hanging rails. That's what I've got now. And I want some shelves so I can put some these storage boxes on that I already had in the Nook, and for display as well. And he's like, yeah, that's okay. And went ahead, and I kept saying, so before even this last wall here went on, I said to Russ, where's the wall going then in this room? And he told me, and I was like, that's going to make it a lot smaller. But in my mind, I just kept thinking, Caroline, you know, you're lucky to have this. We are downsizing. You're lucky to have this. We are downsizing. That was going on in my mind the whole time. Don't complain, you know, don't complain. We are downsizing. You're lucky to have this. And I am, and I believe those thoughts. I really, really do. So everything goes along according to plan. And then it comes to Grumpy's garage being built. And that was massive. Well, it is massive, not was. It is massive. And I was absolutely gutted, really, that Russ had grown like 3 or 4 times his space, and I had been downsized like to half the space. I mean, yeah, from 2 rooms to 1 room. And then it turns out when the wardrobes got put in and it was measured, I actually had less floor space, because the wardrobes that have been made are like proper built-in wardrobes, which was not what I was expecting at all. No wonder when Russ told me how much they cost, I was like, I couldn't understand why they were so expensive. And then they were on about putting the doors on. I was like, I don't want doors on. I never said I wanted doors. I said I wanted it open. I want exactly like I've got in the nook. I want that sort of shelving. Well, of course, that's not what it ended up, because sometimes what somebody says, what somebody hears, is different. So it turned out I have less space. That's it. That's the crux of it. And Russ has massive space in there. I mean, you saw before we moved in here, we spent a night here in our camper in the garage. The whole camper, like, with loads of room to spare, fits in the garage. He's got like a ramp thing to put his car up, high up, and all of that. So it's really, really hard. It's really hard to come across as being, I'm not ungrateful, but when it comes across, it came across to Russ like I was being ungrateful for what I've got, when I said, you know, how small my room is and how massive his garage workshop is. Because yes, I'm also having a shed out the back for my prams to go in, because I had a shed in the nook, but the shed in the nook got overtaken, which was meant to be just for me, got overtaken by logs. And then I go open it up one day and the lawnmower's in there, the leaf blower's in there, a saw, a great big like circular saw thing on a stand was in there. So, and it was like the mower was just like pushed in there. He always wanted the mower to be easy access, even though it's supposed to be like my shed for my prams. And I got rid of loads of prams. Russ always says like, 1 in, 1 out. Whenever I was like, buy one, what are you getting rid of? So when we moved in here, I didn't settle right in. I really didn't settle in, because there's still stuff outside of my doll's room today. And I still haven't really got anywhere to mess about like I want. So we moved in, and I had Annie on the sofa, and I had Maddie in a car seat, and he said that you can have Annie in here. I'll be all right with that. Yeah, I'll be all right with that, but I don't want things like that in here. And I was like, what, the car seat? And he said, yeah. And I was like, but the car seat's just there because we literally just moved in this weekend. And so I was not happy. He was not happy because of my reaction, because, you know, I should have been grateful. I was jealous. Lots of things. And I am actually, I am jealous. Of course I'm jealous of his great big massive man cave. Of course I am. That man cave is bigger than our bungalow. It is bigger than the bungalow that my eldest daughter lives in as well. And so of course I am jealous. It's like a house. So I did get upset. My doll's house, like I said in a video, got broken in the move. I was really upset, and And I just wanted to go back to the nook. I wanted to go back to what I knew, except obviously I didn't want to go back to the stairs or leave this view or anything. I just didn't see a way out of it. So Russ was like, well, what can we do to make you feel like it's at home and make you, you know, feel okay about it? And I was like, I really didn't know. I was really lost. The only thing that I could think of was to have the guest room for me. Because fair's fair. I mean, you know, I spent all day at home and he goes out to work. So, you know, I don't begrudge him his workshop at all. I do not. I really, really do not. And I'm not ungrateful. But I spend a lot of time at home. And if I can't have anything out in here, then I need somewhere to be able to mess about with my stuff. So I said, oh, well. So a few days later, he said, have you got any thoughts? And I said, yeah, it's going to have to be the guest room. I'm going to have to go down there. And he didn't say anything. And then a couple of weeks ago, he said, I think we've been in here 2 weeks then. And it was the weekend that he was going for his COVID jab. So that was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, time stopped again. And he said, what about a garden room? And I was like, what do you mean a garden room? What in your mind is a garden room? And then he started showing me these plans of things that he'd been looking at on the internet of like a summer house in the garden, but one that is like super duper lined, like a room, you know, like you could live in it. Well, you obviously can't live in it because of planning, so it's not for that. He said, and then you can have, you know, everything. Oh, grey hair sticking out there. Then you can have everything that, you know, all of whatever you want out there. You can do it how you want, and that just suits me down to the ground. Somewhere that I can go. So what is happening is it will take all summer. Russ is going to build it, which I'm really glad about because he will make it super duper. So I'm really pleased about that. And that's going to be, so it's going to be like a day room, if you like. So the room next door is still going to be where I'm going to keep all the clothes and keep my babies at night, because I'm the sort of person, I know people are like, why don't you have this for your babies? Why do they all have their own beds? But they're therapy babies. They do need somewhere to go to sleep at night. That's one of the things that I need. Okay, to do with my reborns. So they'll have that room in there. But the thing is, there was no room for me to have my silver cross in there. You saw it. You knew there was I couldn't do anything in there. Well, he said the silver cross can stay in here now, so it's up there, and Heidi's in there. And so he said that. And so whether I keep that up here or take that down there when it's finished, I have no idea, or even put it in there. I don't know, but he likes it. He likes it because it's like, you know, it's like a proper one, if you like. I don't know. But he doesn't mind the pram being out here. And like, it's not like haven't got enough room. It's not like taking up any room. That's the back door. Well, it goes straight into the garage. So Emma, still in her clothes where we're out. So it doesn't like take up any space. But I could always put that down there then when it's done. But then in the morning I do my jobs, get up, do my jobs in here, and I can go down there and I can have a little table. Because what I was meant to have in there was like some shelving and then like a table with a pegboard. Like, so I could put my bits up and stuff like that. You know, there's absolutely, Russ thought that I was going to like get out my card making stuff or my stamping or my doll's house, like miniature things I like to make, and put it away at the end of the day. Well, no, he thought I was going to do it on the table and then pack it up. Well, actually, I got nowhere to put it anyway now at the moment. So I can't even get any of it out. So at least that is what is going to happen. So down behind the garage, there's like a dead space there. that is where we were going to put the shed anyway. It's a dead space. This, I think the sun will get there, or maybe it won't get there. I don't know. It won't be there for very long in the day, even if it does get there. I don't know. But anyway, it was a dead space. It was where the shed was going to go. So that is where we're going to have this summer house, if you like. And it's going to have patio doors on it. It's going to have a big window on it, because you've seen Russ has got a patio door. It's got a big window. So it's going to have not patio doors, French doors. French doors are a little bit smaller, and a nice big window on it. And so I'm going to have a table in there, and I'm going to have all my crafting bits in there. I can take any of the babies down with me. I can have the pretend feeding that I like to do down there. I can do they can play, they can go with the baby walker, they can do all of that. I mean, now that the pram isn't in the nursery, I will have more room. But it will still be cramped. So I'm happy now. I'm happy now. So for all those people that were a bit concerned, got me a cup of coffee's going to go cold. For all of those of you that are concerned about me having my space, you don't need to be now. It's worked out okay. Took a while. And I suppose, Russ is quite an old-fashioned kind of guy, you know. Most women in his mind, in his opinion, would be glad of having a lovely kitchen, a lovely bedroom, a patio, you know, and they can potter and they can make cakes and they can do the ironing. They can keep the floors clean, all in their high heels all day long. No, not this one. Or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. I like making cakes. Yeah, I do. I like cooking for him. There's always a meal when he comes home, unless I'm feeling really poorly, which might be twice a month. But there's always a meal ready for him. His lunchbox is always done. Groceries are done, you know. House always looks clean. So washing's always done. I need something else, guys, you know, and I need my babies. And I mean, I would just have my babies around me all the time, which I think is what my lips look a fun colour. Look a bit orange. How's her job? No, it's all fine. I do feel fine, actually. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow when I do Thursday's check-in. So, yeah, I am happy. I love the house. I love everything about it. But, you know, that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to have a space to do what I want to do as well. There's nowhere for all my collections and that to go in here. It just doesn't fit in with the house. It'd be like bringing Russ's garage in the house, you know? It just couldn't happen. So that is what's happening. So there we go. I bring you up to speed on that. Probably sounds garbled because I don't plan, rehearse any of these conversations. I just chat, forget things. You know, it's really difficult when you're trying to in your mind have a two-way conversation, but the other person is just sitting there and not responding. There's no non-verbal communication either. Because you're just in the abyss, out there in the abyss. How are you doing anyway, out there in the abyss? What do you think about the jab? I mean, I watch I watch people in America come on YouTube, and there are still so many places where they can still do so many things that we can't do over in England still. We are allowed to meet with somebody else outside the house, that somebody who is not in your household. Oh, thanks for belching right there. We are allowed to do that right now. And by the end of the month, we are allowed to, you are allowed to have another household in your garden. So I think that's at the end of I think Kerry said today to me that was on the 29th of March. So you can have one other household at the end of the month outside in the garden, which is going to be just in time for the Easter break. And that's providing everything like that the government have planned goes align. So in my area today, I see they were saying that anybody now over 50 in my area can contact the doctors for the jab, for the COVID jab. So that's good. And it was such an easy, just so, what's the word I'm looking for? So smooth. That's not the word I'm looking for, but that kind of thing. Everything went okay at the jab, it was not raining. Praise the Lord, it was not raining. Because you have to wait outside to get called in. But, it was just easy. It was straightforward. And I'm so thankful for that. And so one down, one to go. Kerry, my middle one's Kerry, she said today that they're hoping that everybody will have their first jab by June. Come on then. So that's good. I hope so. And we can start going down to the beach and to the zoo and to the parks and out and about and do things like that again. I can't wait. Oh no, that last clip was 10 minutes. I hope it transfers. So yes, I know that there are people that don't even go out once a week like me. How do you cope with the loneliness of that? I mean, at least going out once a week is, and I have my husband home here every night. I couldn't imagine the loneliness of being on my own all the time. Well, I got Millie, I suppose. Got you, haven't we? Got you. Yeah. Not a very good conversationalist, though, are you? I can smell tea cooking. I put a stew together this morning before I went, so that just in case I wasn't feeling up to it after I had my jab and been shopping. But it's in my multi-cooker, so that's good. Oh, I think I was going to tell you something else. On the 12th of April. Oh, the builder's going on. It's okay. It's just the builder's leaving. Yeah, setting the alarm, so it must be getting on for 5 o'clock, or it must be 5 o'clock. Or gone. Yes, I have got my treatment booked for my thyroid. They're going to kill my thyroid with a radioactive iodine. I think that's what it is. It's a tablet anyway. It's really easy. It's a tablet you take. And hopefully it will stop. It'll kill my thyroid. Then we can get some, well, you have to take drugs then for the rest of your life, some artificial drugs. But at least it's better than what's going on with my thyroid at the moment. Doesn't know whether it's coming or going, and it hasn't been for the last 3 years. So I'm having that on the 12th of April. So that's another positive. I'm really, really pleased about that. And my weight has just been like static up and down for the last year, really. So I'm hoping that once that gets stabilised, I can maybe lose a bit more weight. I still got another £10 to go, guys. I've had another £10 to go for a whole year, and it isn't going. But never mind, hey, I'm still here. Next time that I do a coffee and a chat, I'm going to give away a mug. I'm going to do a giveaway on it. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway next time. Next coffee and chat, which is I usually do a monthly, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe monthly, something like that. I'm going to have 2 eco-friendly cups, and I'm going to give away one of those. So I hope you tune in for the next coffee and a chat. Tune back in on the weekend for the week in the life, and then what have I got planned for? Then I've got some changes. I think I talked about it this morning. I think I talked about it this morning or last night. I can't remember. It's a clip. That next week I'm going to be doing some changes to some modifications to the babies. When you say modifications, Caroline, what do you mean? No one's having elf ears, although I'm sure Timothy would like them. Like restuffing. Someone's having new eyelashes. Someone's getting restuffed. Someone's having a new body. Someone's having an eye fixed. I think those are the only things. So I'm going to have that. That is going to be a video that is going to be coming up next week. I'm not a reborn artist or reborner or anything, but I can do those sorts of things in my fashion. Anyway, have a good rest of the week, everybody. I hope you have a nice weekend. See you in the next video. Bye.